try to push him back. As you said. So you walk through me. You want to walk to the end of the room. You just want to walk through. Okay. Just relax your joints and walk straight through. Yeah. And then do it again. So if you can't walk me, start again. And as if I'm not here, I just walk straight through. And we all do this. Right? Now, if I didn't know this and you set it up, you'd probably catch me out as well, right? So it's about how much mindfulness we can keep in what we're actually doing. If that gets strengthened to a level where the external stuff doesn't make you react and change what you're doing. If you're reacting and changing what you're doing according to, that's why people throw face in a fight. That's why they go like that. You know, in a good championship MMA fight, usually the first round they're just testing each other out because they want to see how the other person reacts. Whereas if they went out of range and go like that and you're just standing like this, just waiting for the time, well, you're not reacting, you're just there, right? So they come in and you're just stepping in. So it's about putting ourselves in that non-reactive state. How do we do that? By, you said it, by doing something else, but by activating this state. Yeah. So ultimately, he's walking there, and whether I'm there or not, you're just walking there. You're just moving your mass like that. So whether I'm there or not doesn't matter. That's why sometimes they say, look, Andrea's not here, but he was saying that he was walking and thinking on the way to Wing Chun, and someone was on the phone, and he was just like zoned out, just walking like that. They bumped into him, and then he fell over. And he said he was walking normally, he was just going like this, but thinking about his center and walking. Whereas imagine if he was on his phone as well, going like this, and it would be like, oh, sorry, you know, it wouldn't be mass moving, it wouldn't be that state is not on, you're not. And there's different levels of mindfulness, there's different levels of awareness. So for example, for that walking part, the person, when we all do it, right? We answer an email on the phone, whatever it is. So if we're here, you don't know, that's why you do bump into stuff. Then there's, maybe you're aware of your surroundings, so you're walking, so a bit more mindful. You're walking and you're aware of the people. Maybe you're looking for someone in the crowd, so you're more mindful of what's going on there, but you're not mindful of the body, right? Then you can, like people that meditate, they're aware of what their mind is doing, they're aware of their breath as they're walking. That's still quite good. But people that meditate, could they be able to move you? No, they're just very relaxed and they're in their mind, but the mind and body connection hasn't been made. So the Wing Chun state does both. You're aware of your thoughts and you control your thoughts to be able to direct your body to do something. Do you know what I mean? So then you are in that state. It gives you the benefit of not being stressed out and being mindful, but at the same time you're able to use your body. You use your body every day for everything, right? You use it for walking, for everything. Imagine you can do that in a mindful way. For example now, so this is something that's been pissing Chris off for a couple of weeks. If you all go like this, right? Hold your arms out like that as you're listening, all of you. Go like that. Yeah, everyone. Try it. Go like this. Okay. How many of you can relax the bicep while you hold your arm like that? So in a Tan Sao, not cheating like this, Boris. In a Tan Sao, how many of you can turn that muscle off? Hands up. Anyone?
No.
Where just the muscle just goes. Can you? No one? No one can do it. Why? I mean, when you're thinking about it, it's your muscle, right? It's your brain. Why can't you tap into that? No? So that is that mindful state. That's the Ning Tao state. When Sifu will say, relax your back, people standing there thinking, where's my back? You know, or imagining their back. Just like that, right? When I say tap into that, you can see it, you can imagine what the bicep, but you can't give it a message, right? Once you can, so if you hold this, if you hold the bicep, so like that, right? If it's like this, that's the bicep is on, right? So what if I go like that? So is it on? So it completely turns off. I can even do this, there's no muscle there. And for that reason now, if I can, as you push him down, for that reason, this joint is going to be very, very powerful. Yeah. Who doesn't believe it? Who wants to come out? The muscle can turn off. So if you can do, imagine you got back pain. So I woke up in a bad way yesterday. I had neck pain. That's all I was doing to this area. You can go in there. If you have back pain, neck pain, all that, you can go in there with your mind and turn that muscle off, and the pain goes away. Rather than having to go get a massage and get someone to acupuncture and an external thing to turn it off, you can tap into your body like that. That's what the Wing Chun state can reach to. Then of course fighting, using speed, all that, of course playing tennis or swimming, whatever, of course you can use your body in a better way and it can help everything. Does that make sense? Yeah? I'm not trying to pull myself up here, I'm really not that good, but I'm not trying to pull myself here and say no one can do it. It's just I want you guys to be aware of when we say relax, it doesn't mean to stand there and go, yeah, I think I'm relaxed. It's actually relaxed. You let the muscles relax down, you feel it, it starts rotate the joints. That's the level we're talking about in terms of mindful relaxation. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Can I feel your bicep relax? No, I don't know.
This is like this. Yeah.
Oh. It's the same as when it's down here. Like if you're...
Yeah, it's the same as when it's actually, in
when
my
you're
opinion,
like
it's more relaxed than that. So if I'm just mindlessly holding my arm here, I feel like the texture that I can't use that joint now. It's not, that's what I'm saying. It's not this kind of relaxation. It's going in there, feeling it, and opening it. Right? Whereas this is just hanging. The reason this feels relaxed is because you don't have to hold it up. It doesn't have to be used to hold the forearm up, right? But as soon as we go like this and it's tense, then we're like, no, it's impossible. People think it's impossible.
Yeah.
So I did this in front of Barry. And that's it. So he's a chiropractor, people that don't know Barry, and he goes, no, do it again. Because it's not possible. And then he brought his chiropractic mate up 2 weeks later, and he's like, I'm telling you, he can do it. The guy's like, and then he's like, what? Because in their concept, it's not possible. Like, okay, how are you holding your arm up then if you can relax your bicep? You're holding it up with your mind. Yeah, it's really like that. That's why Sifu, at 80 years old, you get two people in their prime pushing him up and just going like, he would like anything, he would do like that. You can't stop him. How? If they had anything muscular in terms of localized muscular strength to do with that, then you wouldn't be able to. That would put us so much above, the ratio of strength to be able to stop an 80-year-old man to whereas we couldn't. So he's not using muscle. It's not, when we say relax your shoulders, we don't mean relax, push down from here to relax that. It means go in there and relax. That's the level, that's why you have to train a lot. That's why if you don't have time to train, you have to be thinking about it all day, every day. Because you could come in you could do an hour of relaxation, and then for the rest of the day, you instead of giving that kind of, because what it's doing is burning pathways between the mind and the body to a point where the muscles can start listening to your thoughts, to your intent, right? Instead of that, another way is muscle memory. So if we go do weights, which I love doing weights, and it's good for you, it's healthy for you. But if you go, for example, you've had a long day, you're doing 10 hours of whatever behind a comp, you've had a stressful day, right? And then from there you're like, okay, I need to balance it out with fitness. So you go with that state and with that closed up posture, you go do weights. What you're doing is actually making yourself more closed if you're mindlessly just exercising. Because what you're doing is you're giving muscle memory, which people think muscle memory is good. In my opinion, it's not good, because that's the reason why we get, this is muscle memory. People that hunchback, that's because of muscle memory, which solidifies and holds the structure, right? What we want to do is we want to get, not muscle memory, we want to get that mindful control of the muscles. We don't want the muscles to be, we don't want to be not in control of the muscles. Yeah. So then the same person that can do that, they go to the gym and they do weights, but they're doing it in a different way. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah, and the same reason, in the same way, people also meditate. Meditation is great. We do meditation here. I've been meditating for many years. But you're sitting down, you're opening up your body somewhat. Yeah, if you're in a straight upright position with a lotus position, you are opening your spine. But then how can you use that in terms of your body better in everyday life? You can't. Your mind is more relaxed, therefore your body is sitting more relaxed, so this kind of relaxation. But can they do what he could do? No. Bring the enlightened person, they won't be able to do this. You need to tap into your body with that same mindfulness. So Wing Chun can give both, the body and mind. Does that make sense? Any questions, comments? No?
Can you do it?
So how can you do it? Practice more. There is no other way. There is no other way. You need to practice more. That's it. Practice more. I mean, practice up to what you can. If you've got 4 kids, a job that requires you to wake up 5 in the morning, he's still here 3-4 nights a week. 4 kids, 5 in the morning. Who else is busier than that? Hands up, no one. But he's still here. You can still find time. If you can't, sleep 1 hour less. And this is something that, this is something that, what else is there to do in life? To be able to control your mind and body. What else do you want? You want a bigger house, better car? Like, look, people get that, but then they're still like, I can't control my mind. I'm stressed. I'm going to kill myself. I'm an actor, Mr. Tamina, but I'm going to kill myself because they don't have control here. This is really what's ours. Not, you know what I mean? I'm going off track a little bit, but it's about what else would you do? You make time for that rather than other stuff. And this is really a system that can give that to us. We're really blessed to be able to tap into something or have access to something. So practice more. Okay, so let's have a look at some speed stuff. We'll come into search. We talked a little bit about mobility. We talked a little bit about being able to take power, and we're going to do speed, and then later we're going to add all of it together, right? This is something quite easy. I think most people can do this, right? So being able to, maybe from here, being able to go out and touch the person's palm in a straight line, and as soon as he sees the partner sees us move, they're going to move their hand out of the way. Okay? So if I do something like, say, like a jab, right? And because of my neck, I won't go too hard with the tense way, but as soon as you see me move, you move out of the way, right? Okay, so move out of the way as soon as you see me move. So it's much slower, right? So then, of course, if it's like that, you can start putting a lot more real speed into it. The person can't see it. He knows it's coming, but they can't see it. Now, later we'll do this with a step. So that's where most of you will be able to do this, but as soon as you're going to step your body, if you are ready to do it from here, it becomes harder. But later, if you can do this and you find, this is easy, I can do it, then we'll try the step one after this, right? So the way to do this is the same thing, put ourselves in that state. So why is it that we can't do this? Remember with the exercise we did about moving the body, right? Could you move smoothly this way and then come back this way? If not, means that we didn't have an idea of our center. If you don't have an idea of your center, what's holding you up? External muscles, right? So external muscle control. So for example, let's say I don't know what muscles being used to hold me up, but whatever muscles there is, there has to be a shift, a change in on, off. There has to be a lot of activity, muscular activity, to brace this enough for this to get released to go out in a straight line, right? If you're not doing that Wing Chun way. That's why most people to do it, they go like this. They've got this relaxation, which is how boxers, how most martial arts relax, right? They've got that loosey-goosey thing like this, and they go out from that. What I'm talking about is not that. What I'm talking about is not this relaxation, because that still requires core activation and stuff to be able to loosen this up and throw that out. What I'm talking about is the whole body's relaxed. And so instead of accumulation of tension here to relax that, is everything, even up here is very relaxed. And that's why later we'll be able to start stepping with it as well. Okay, so don't do stuff like this. Put yourself in that state, relax as much as you can, and more importantly, see the path, what we just practiced before, that idea, right? See the path that it's going to take. Even if it's the straight line is this big, if it goes like that, that's still a waste. Imagine you can make the path that the fist is going to take as thin as a string. Then it's literally, in terms of physics, as short as a straight line, right? As short distance as possible, and if this is relaxed, as efficient, as effortless as possible. Then the person can't read it coming. It's faster than the eye and the brain can work. And if you could do that in a fight, sorry, man, I don't want to fight, bang, that's it. Or you can do like a kick, they won't even see it. Even if they know, okay, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to hit you, they still won't be able to stop. It's really, that's real speed. Not that kind of stuff. That speed requires day in, day out practice, muscular memory, that kind of stuff. This kind of stuff is not, it's different to that. The only practice required is mindfulness. It's control of the body. Yeah? Okay, so partner up, have a play. Don't be polite yet, really try to move. As soon as they move, try to see if you can read their intention. As soon as you see something shift, take your hand away. Don't give it to them for free.
And you're aiming for their hand?
For the palm, yeah, for now,
하고 준비라고.
But that's what we're going to do now. That's what we're going to do now. That's what they call it back in the day. That was actually more than that.
But if I just look at your hands, you
How was that? Who could do it? Who could do it quite easily? Steve? Yeah. try. So Steve's going to be. So now we're going to put the mobility of the body with the speed that we've been getting. Okay, so let's say you're out of range, so you're this far away, and you're going to try and punch it. You stand where I am, and you're just holding out here. You can go forward or go out, however you want to stop him. But you start off with your hand a little bit lower than him. Yeah, so he's going to be, so you're going to just try and touch his chest. Yeah, my job is to just work. Yeah, you basically don't let him touch your chest. Okay. Yeah, and you have to step forward, obviously, because you're out of range now.
The shuffle's good.
The shuffle's good, yeah. That's what they used to do in the academy, remember Dale? Like for thrust kick, they're like, yeah, thrust kick is supposed to be from this distance, and the instructors that couldn't do it that well. Like, okay, thrust kick from this distance, okay, ready? And then you put on your stance and yeah, so no cheating. Make sure make sure you're out of range. Yeah, so it becomes quite hard. Lawrence, can you come and have a go? So starting off, so do this side. So start off a little bit lower, and then this much out of range. So hold it. Yeah, so give him, good.
Wow.
Fun.
Where did it go on.
That was a great one.
So when you're relaxed, you move from your center. The person knows it's coming for a punch. Still, it's hard. It's harder than the eye can see, and the mind can react. And notice these ones the last two he did stop, but his angle got crushed. Yeah, so basically if you actually step forward and actually want to do, he's going to hit through. Because it's not just a point scoring like that. If it's moving in the right state, it's got mass behind it. Yeah, so as he do it again, if I actually add some there, then you should be able to cut straight through as he tries to lift up. Yeah. Yeah? So same thing. So we have a range from here. Arms a bit lower, and then again the same thing we're going to work with. The first thing you've got to do is, can I move with? Don't think about which leg. If you're already thinking about which leg to push off, then stop yourself right there. You don't even. Honestly, I don't think about the legs. I just move here, and whatever leg moves, doesn't matter, right? So it's not about moving the legs. So already from the beginning, okay, from here I should be able to kick or move either leg. That means there's more center. The second thing is, of course, your whole body's relaxed. The second thing is, choose that path. Don't again just, I'm going to throw it in that general direction. Choose a very straight line. Otherwise, if you do throw it in that direction, it's going to be the other person will be able to parry it out of the way quite easily. Yeah, so we're moving from here. This is going in a straight line, and what I do is, as well as this, I move this. I aim this in a straight line as well. So I'm not just moving this in that direction. This is a very straight line going there. That's a very straight line going there. So, and I'll start from here. Okay, so as I come forward. That's it. So from here to there, he knows it's going to come out, but it's very hard to stop, right? So then if you can kick that speed, later we're going to check if we can kick as fast as the person can punch. So anyway, we're building it up. If you can kick as fast as the person can punch, you just, mate, I don't want to fight, I'm sorry, I really don't want to fight. Cool, like that, fight's finished. And it's got power, yeah? So do I practice to this? I swear, never. A lot of these, I just realized, I asked these guys, I was going to do a seminar in Australia, I'm like, what should I do for fighting? And I felt like I could do something like this. Ask these three. We train in the mornings. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this now. Good. I didn't practice for it. What do I do then? I do this. Do that. Softly find the center. Do chi sound, try to be sensitive. You don't have to train for speed and power. You really don't. Again, they come out of that, and the calm mind, all that comes out of the state. It's all about finding that state. We're all in search of that. The lim talent, lim talent. Yeah? Okay, partner up. So starting off, the rule is, we're out of range, the person punching, make sure you're out of range. The other person, give them a little bit of space, so that hand is lower than the other person's hand. So it's like this coming forward. Yeah? Have a go. So if you put a punch in front of that, that's going to be a very powerful punch. open like this, where I get, this is structure. Like that. This is structure. It's still strong, but this is structure. If it's relaxed and going forward, that's more mass. It's all that's more mass. You know what I mean? Whereas this one is more structure. How to practice Tai Chi more. So from the beginning, the whole time you're moving, right? Imagine as you try to move the person at the whole time, if I try to bend this way, bend that way, bend this way, I won't be able to change the quality of relaxation. Otherwise, we're using like this to stay upright. Imagine you want the feeling of here should be like a hose, like you know the fire hose? Yeah, the fire hose. Imagine if there's water going inside, you can't bend it. So the feeling is a constant relaxation. It's pretty soft. It's not a feeling of holding this up. And that's how it's through Tai Chi. That's how we keep it. And then if you can maintain that and just think about moving that. Don't move from here, move from here. Don't worry about the next. So if you walk towards me from here, I'll push you back. Imagine just so do it again. See, there's a want to do that. If I wasn't here, you're just gonna walk forward. So that's why you have to be like what you said. You gotta think about something else. You gotta think about yourself. My body, my central mass is just moving. If I'm here, it's my fault. It's not your fault. You're not gonna change it. You're gonna have to because as soon as someone like if you punch me here, right? As you punch, I'm gonna carry you out of the way. So you punch one. See, even though we don't want to, we're going there, but something in the back of your mind and your muscle memory starts to chase, and that's what you're doing when you're stepping. Even though you want to think about your center, something in the muscle memory, because that state of mind hasn't been developed where it can overtake the muscular. So we have to replace the muscle memory and the habitual way of doing this with something that's otherwise, even if we're relaxed like this, the muscle state will still be on. So we have to replace it. That's where that's what we develop. Does that make sense? Yeah, if I go like this, there is a chance. If I go like this, like that, you can stop. Because why? Because you watch my center, watch my feet and my center, like that. Because I'm doing this before I go forward. Whereas if from here it goes forward like that, like that. So as it brings his arm higher, then I have to be able to break through the arm to go forward. That's why I say for these people, bringing the guard lower to give it a little bit of space. If the guard's higher, shouldn't matter because shouldn't have that kind of power, kind of point scoring thing, but still should be able to go forward. So from here, if I start down here, then you have to step and punch me there. I'll start from down here.
Udělej krok a boukni. Krok a boukni, co nejrychleji.
It's hard because I can see boom like that, right? So you're already in punching range there. You have to be outside, so you have to step. Because if you're in punching range already, it's easy, you go like that, but you have to step forward. Yeah. That's why I want to show that it's very hard to step fast. It's very hard to step fast. Once you can tap into the center, then you can start to kick from there as well. If you can find that, we'll do the exercise next. If you can find your center, for example, if you kick like this, kick here. Yeah, if you can find kick again. If you find the center, if I push in, you should be able to just stay there. Like if you turn from yourself, boom. Even if someone pushes you, you still kick straight forward. Yeah, that's getting access to this idea. So power, speed, mobility, everything can come out of that. That's the whole idea. That's why I said in the beginning, if we can't do it, they get frustrated. It's just but it gives us something to work on. So yeah, like, oh, I found my center. Then we've got an exercise to test it out. Do we really found our center or not? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Staring at your target.
Yeah, not staring at it because then he knows where you're going to hit.
That's what I was doing. He's like, I can tell you're like,
Yeah, you set so for the vision for self-defense should be around here. You look around there. But whenever you're looking at your opponent, you should be able to move. Even if he brings toes up like that, you should be able to know where it is. Because a lot of people, they look in the eyes and then they get stuck here. And then the person head kicks him in there. That's why there's a lot of, you see on YouTube, a lot of knockouts with head kicks. I mean, the kick's having to come from here, whack, to there. But the person doesn't even see it, doesn't even react, just stands there and just falls. Yeah, because it's locked into the person's eyes, yeah. Actually, I said a lot of bouncer tricks when I was bouncing, a lot of the other bouncers would do it, where they do something. People would look in their eyes, they would do stuff to, for example, when you look in the eyes, actually Mark Spence, he's one of the ones that would smile. Before he's going to hit someone, so someone like 3 times his size, he was scared, the guy's looking in his eyes and just goes like that, and then boom, hits him. Because when you smile, when you do that, because the guy's like wanting to take your head off, right? And when you smile for a split second, he starts thinking. So at that point, when he's in here, he's not in there, he's not everywhere, right? When he's in there, for a split second, he won't sense you moving. Whereas if he's out there, he's like, oh, one move and I want to hit him. He's just waiting for a move to hit you. Or another one was Greg Kirschner was like, yeah, you say something. You know, so the person's ready to go, you're like, F this, I want to go. You're like, mate, what's the frequency? And then the guy's so there's a lot of it. These are all bouncing tricks. There's a lot of stuff that we used to do to get that first hit. Because if you get the first hit, usually you've won the fight. So definitely don't look in the person's eyes, because if they'll be able to mess with you with your head. You look in this area, but make sure you can see the feet moving, everything, just with that one vision. Yeah. Actually, your peripheral, from what I've heard, the peripheral vision is faster than your actual vision looking at it. You know? So that last exercise, I was doing it with Lawrence, and Lawrence is very, very fast, right? If you saw.
Yeah.
I was doing it with him the other night, and then I was looking at the thing, and a couple of them were getting in, and then I looked at Tom, was standing there. So Lawrence was here, I was looking there, and I could catch nearly every one. So, because I was tapping, I was still focused at it, but I was seeing it from the peripheral vision rather than looking at the shoulders or trying to go like that. Yeah. So you want to have that vision for a fight. Cool, alright. Next one we're going to look at is the speed of the kick. So just a simple heel kick, right? So just now we did the fast punches, so I picked a very fast guy, I won't be able to do it. So what we're going to do is exact same thing. I don't need to talk about the state of stuff. Put yourself in that same state, feel balanced, relaxed, and we're going to be able to see if we're able to do the heel kicks very fast. Okay, so what we're going to do, our partner's going to stand like this. So like this. Yeah. Now with this one, guys, please be very careful. If you don't have control, aim with a hit. Yeah. Or if you don't have control, get your partner to hold a pad, because if you kick the knee, you could. Is anyone sign the waiver? Yes, you guys have it. Yeah. So basically, what we want to do, I'm going to hold my hand up here, and what Daniel's going to do is going to throw. As soon as you see me move, you throw a punch, and then go back to where you started and punch again. So you're going to do a double punch. Now in that time, we want to see if we can throw 2 kicks. Okay, so we want to go kick, and then back, we want to go kick, and then back, kick, like that, okay? But he's letting me move fast. So if we can kick, and maybe I can't because Daniel's very fast, but the whole point is to get that. The reason I set up this exercise is because a lot of us, we kick like this, right? So like that, we can do a very fast kick because we're relying on this support, right? So then to go like that and then kick with that, it'll be very hard. It's time consuming. Whereas if you're standing like this, either leg can go. And then as you kick, you step down, this one should be able to come up very easily. But no hopping. No hopping. So wait till it comes down, and then the other one comes up, and your centers what's throwing the legs out. Okay? So as I hold my hand up, so as soon as I move, boom, your first punch comes out. Yeah, like that. And then as soon as the first punch comes back, throw the second one. So that's it, do that, yeah. So from here, we want to, same hand. So from here, that's it. He's king. Hold your hand up. So I'm just going to kick you, just leave your leg there. Yeah, but don't come forward though, because you're going to come forward into the kick. So just don't do this kind of stuff, just from there, just do a boom, boom. Because if you come forward, I'm more worried it's going to get. So from there, like that, okay? No, but same time. you hit me, I hit you too. Okay. Yeah, so you've got to really tap it. Yeah, as soon as you see me move, you throw the punch. As soon as you see me, so hold the hand up. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, good. Yeah. So it's the same, similar time. Okay. You got to bring it on back before you go forward. Yeah, so something like that. You got to be able to from here straight away, because in a fight this doesn't connect. You got to be able to bring the next one up if you're throwing with here. Whereas if you're kicking like this, which some people will, like that, you see how long that takes. Even if I can kick hard, it doesn't matter. The person's just going to slap you. Does that make sense? Tapping to this, for me the feeling is like you get access to a third support. If you got that upright idea, you got your center idea, then it doesn't feel like the legs are the support. To bring this one up, you have to go like this. That becomes a support, and then you have to go like that. This becomes, we have a third support. That's really in the mind, you feel your center. Then from here you shoot out, boom. That's why from here you go like this, you don't have to step from here, you can step out. So you become very fast with your kicks, if you can tap into your center. Yeah? Questions? Partner, please be careful with the knees. I said not to kick, but I know a couple of them.
So you're trying to kick twice while they're hitting.
Yeah, left, right, or right, left. No. Because the other person's not punching hard, they're just tapping it, they're just going like this. Yeah, but you could do it like that. You could do it so as you're kicking, are you able to take the force as you kick? That's easier to do than you do that in seconds. As you kick, can you take it But I haven't met many people in this room that can kick, hook kick, but not be pushed over. But Sifu, he was like that, he just bounce up and then just like that. That's when you're really tapping into it. So who could kick the same speed as the punch? Can anyone kick that fast? Nearly close to it? Because you got to think about it, you got to think about it, you're using legs, you're using that. Most people don't, the majority of the people are not expecting it because they're looking up here, looking for something like this. So if your kick can move that fast, even if the first kick was getting at the same time as the punch, that's already a good speed. But what I was saying to these guys, if the second one's not getting there around the same time, means there's a problem with the center. Means it's the changeover, it's the shift from here that's catching out. Whereas if it was, you know, if you think about it, if you're doing it, yeah, like John's doing in the back, if you stand there, if you don't come all the way, if you just do that, it should be quite easy to just go 1, 2, right? Maybe not. It's harder, isn't it? Yeah, so this should be just like, if you're walking, it's loose like that, right? Yeah, so Pip's doing it, yeah. So if you can do that, just raise it, instead of, rather than thinking about kicking, if you can do this, whoever can do this, rather than thinking about kicking, just think about rotate this to bring this up a little bit higher. That's the kick right there. So don't think about the kick, think about what you're doing here. Yeah. That's just to get speed, but actually if you want power, of course you do have to think about the straight line, which is what we're going to do. So the next one we're going to do is, let's do this one. So as Kale's going to do a heel kick to my leg, yeah, so you do a heel kick, you do a faster heel kick, but just to the thigh, yeah, and then kick the thigh. Yeah, so kick the thigh. Okay, so as it's kicking, we want to see if we can try to do this to them. And because this is one of the most common things this is hard, this is why I can't do very well myself. This is one of the most common ways you see in kickboxing and Muay Thai a lot, right? When people go like this, because that's what they're doing, they're going like that. At that point, even with a finger, because of leverage, you can move me out of the way. What if we could do the same thing as this? What if the leg, it should be the same, the limbs are limbs. This is a ball joint, hinge joint, and the ankle, the same as the wrist, right? So you should be able to do the same thing. This should be an extension of the center, but no, when we kick, we usually throw it out. And then that's why people can just go like this. I mean, to think about it, they're using fingers, they're using palm against this, and they can still tap you out of the way. Something's wrong, right? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So then, what things should we think about from what we've done today? What should we think about for him not to be able to push out of the way?
Spine.
Spine.
Balance, direction.
Balance, yeah, balance, direction. The direction, the straight line is very important. That straight line. So aiming, actually thinking, I'm going to kick there rather than I'm going to throw it up and hope for the best. Yeah. Another thing that's, I think, in my opinion, very important is when we start to kick out is, so the punch I think most of you guys know that the punch is not doing that, right? The punch is the elbow is actually coming up. It's a hinge joint here. So as the elbow comes up, that straightens the arm. Does everyone know that concept? Yes, it's this rather than this. And that's the reason why a lot of people that were throwing it forward, they were too slow to do that compared to just unhinge, just like that. It's a lot faster than that, right? Yeah? So what the leg is the same now. So where does the knee have to go? Where should we think about the knee?
Down.
Down, exactly. So you go like that to extend out. If you're doing that, and if this goes down though, don't do this. That goes down, that comes up. Because you see how they're cancelling each other out. As that goes down, that downwardness, there should be a straight line from the center or from the hip to the heel. So that downwardness extends that straight line. And then if it's got that with Taikung, uprightness, relaxation, it's going to be a lot harder for the person to parry out of the way. Yeah, so if I'm going to kick you this one, you parry, you push me out of the way. If I do something like this and use your heel of the palm, push me out of the way. If I do that, so then use here and push me out of the way. Or what you can do is with the other one, push me out of the way like that, right? Like that. Yeah, like that, right? If I do that, as hard as you can. Yeah, and that's what happens, right? So putting that to a straight line, back straight, nice and relaxed, aim to where you're going. Try. If I do it slower, it's not going to go anywhere because when he's pushing, what do you feel?
I know, just something that goes straight through.
Exactly, so that's what I feel. He's going like that, but actually his push is helping this go further. As he tries to go like that, it's going to make it hit faster. That force gets transferred into what I'm doing and straightens my leg out faster. That energy is being recycled and being used against him simultaneously. Does that make sense? With the concept of this straightening out, the body being relaxed. The problem with kicking for most people is that they push forward like that. Now, if you're pushing forward like this, even if you do kick like this, you can get a bit more range as well. Even if I do kick, what about my arm? What if my kick misses, right? And to throw your leg out, you're doing this, a push and pull. Or for kickoffs, for a hook kick, you're doing this, a push and pull, that twist. Don't get me wrong, people kick through banana trees with this. Very powerful. People kick you like that in the sternum, you're going down. It's got a lot of power, but I'm talking about this. It's that, again, it says structural supported power. So is this. The other one is mass being directed forward. There's a difference in the power itself. Does that make sense? Yeah? But with this one, be careful with your hands. If you don't have conditioned forearms, then use a pad if you have to. Okay? Partner up.
I'm going to run by it.
Yeah? Cool, we've got, let's say, 15-20 minutes before question time, so we're nearly there. We want to get through one or two, if we can, two more exercises. So, this next one is going to be very difficult. Very difficult. So if you can't do it, don't worry about it, don't get frustrated, but just you should be able to do it if you're using your center. Okay? And this one's going to be, if I could, just borrow anyone. So, we're going to, it's actually similar to what we did just now, but rather being challenged here, we're going to get challenged at the core, which is very hard. Like if you're, for example, if KO throws a punch towards me, say like any kind of punch, if it goes like that, if I take the power source, even if that hit me, it wouldn't have much power because the power source is gone, right? And this is what I mean. This is the problem with your center of mass not being the power source. If your center of mass is not the power source, as soon as then it can't take any force. You know, because there, for example, if I go like this, maybe this line is my power source, right? So if the middle part gets pushed, it will break that line. Your power's gone. Whereas if it was your center, if it was your mat, if you could have it so, say he's 75 kilos, right? If you could turn the center of that 75, if you got a rock, 75 kilos, put a pole through it, turn that pole, as it's turning, even if you try to push it, it's still 75 kilos turning. It's mass that's moving. It's very hard to push back this way, you know, theoretically. So we're going to do that with a kick. So as you are going to kick here with our hook kick, so do a hook kick, what we're going to do is we're going to test each other like this. Yeah? So we're going to be able to see if we can take force with our center. Because if you can take force with your center, then that means if you kick me, if I'm rather than doing something like this, that coming towards it as you kick harder, coming towards it like this, doing that kind of thing, you can start to take force from your center. As you kick, you can start to take force from the center. So if you kick hard, yeah. So like this, it seems like it doesn't disturb the center. So as you can kick as hard as you want. Yeah. So like that, it's very easy. So as you're kicking, why can't I just kick him back straight away? Right? Whereas if I'm doing something like this, like that, then please don't kick, because I did this and bloody pad. I was like, if I do it wrong, and he goes whack, the knee still hasn't healed. Yeah. So you can imagine if I'm going like this, right, and I'm going like that. If he takes that out, that is my power source, not this. So if he takes my power source, that can snap. I've got my whole mass, my whole support here. Whereas if the support was there, doesn't matter. As I kick you, you kick me back. Kick me hard. Yeah. So from there, it doesn't matter. So then if how's your thigh? Is it okay for you? Yeah. So as you kick, if I do something like that, you see who's standing. If I kick harder, you can really take the whole body, because it's like an axe. It's like an axe. When you kick, it's like your center's moving. So if you're holding an axe, you're moving from here. If you want to axe a tree, you're not going to touch the surface. You're going to axe through. So when I kick, I'm thinking about taking this, not touching the leg. That's why if you want, that's what happens to his body. If I just lightly kick you, like that, you can see what happens to the body. It's not just like that. Right? So then, this exercise, so as I kick now, you try to push me away. If I do something like this, yeah, push hard. If I do that, that's exactly what's going to happen. Where did that break? See if you guys can see. Whereabouts in my body did that force break?
In the leg.
Throwing your hips forward. Yeah, well, it broke here. I'm trying to throw my hips forward, but as I'm going like this, this force comes in and it breaks here, which means there's no central axis, which means I'm not operating like that. I must be operating in the push and pull. Yeah? Can you guys see that? Whereas if this starts turning from the center, so as you try to push me away, push hard, push hard, push hard. Yeah. The kicking can still go out. Now, if I step and do that, the kicking really be very powerful. You said your thighs was good. Yeah. So against force coming in here, I feel like just like that force coming in is being recycled and going back into there, this force coming in is being recycled in that axis. If the axis is turning from the center going like that, as he pushes in, I'm actually feeling like he's doing that more, therefore the kick, I didn't mean to kick him fast, but as he's doing that, it's just coming out faster. Does that make sense? You're literally using the person's force against it. You pick a target, you've got to pull the bow and arrow, whatever he does is just going to make you release it faster. It's already going there. You won't be able to change what you're doing because you're using your center and aiming your center. Does that make sense? As I said, this is going to be hard. So in the beginning, do it softly on each other. Once you can do it, push a little bit harder. Ultimately, you should be able to do it against someone really pushing you back. Questions? If my axis is pushing you back, if my axis is like that, I don't want to do it again. You can start to pick it up. Whereas if the axis is thinner, yeah, so even if you do it with a few fingers, right? But if my axis is thinner than that, as you try to push it back, push it back, or go back the other way, go back however you want to try to push it. It's very, as long as I can keep that axis thinner than the incoming force, it doesn't matter. I can turn it this way, turn it that way, however. So of course it's like that, you can start to kick. The problem is, we keep the axis flat. Yeah, really big like this, really like that. As thin as for Siegel would say, he feels like it's as thin as a pin. And it just goes through like that. Imagine the leverage power of something that thing going like that. And it comes out very far. It's none of this, it's just from inside. So actually the exercise here is to show how to find out something. What we're trying to do in Chun, right? It's to try to find out.
Pushing on the
Yeah, you're pushing. I'm just standing here and making sure the axis is there. Making sure this like that there, that can only happen. Shifting any incoming force will make that. It's something hard, right? Push me back, that's what we're doing. Push hard, you turn people up. Now doing that, right? So do the same thing again. So like this, it's quite easy to kick. Turning around. It's about, the first step is Sifu Nima King. Sifu Nima King teaches us how to do different things. Get it so the spine can't be broken. Then Chun, how do we turn that center? But Sifu Nima King is the first one. So in the beginning, if I go like this, if I go like that, that shouldn't be like a hose that's got water in it. If you can't bend it, it's got that flow, then you learn how to move that flow.
The force becomes a bit random.
Makes sense?
It becomes hard.
With that punch kick, when you put anything at the end of that, it's going to have power.
For example, whenever you come in and then you just take away from the
at any time you can throw any limb because it's more linked to this.
But it also means that you have to really keep it just there without trying to do it again.
A lot of work, eh? Different feeling when they're thinking about the center? No? Yeah? Good. It's when you tap into your center, it all works, right? Okay, last one. Now you can do this on a pad or maybe I'll get Lawrence. Your thighs okay? So yeah. So we're going to do like a front kick from a couple of inches away. Okay, so now we've talked about all of that. Now let's see if we can get some power with our kicks without because if you're going to do something like that, you won't have power. If your legs are down and you kick from the back leg like this, you can get power, right? But if they're up already, it's very hard to get power because if you've got no support, right? If you're kicking in this method, if you push into me as I kick, if you're using that method, the force can bounce back. Yeah. Whereas if you start, so same thing, from here, I want my knee to go down, I want that to straighten, and I'm going to go like that. So that one bounce back. You just see that one rock my body a little bit, so that the spine wasn't on enough. Like that. Yeah, but that one was a good one. You can hear it, boom, like that. So that was bone on bone. Yeah. So all you're thinking straight line and it hurts. That's why I got him, because he's quite conditioned. Of course you can add more to that. If you speed that up, it's going to be a lot more power and it's sharp. It's not a nice pain. It goes to the bone. Yeah, right. Yeah. So start from a couple of inches away and see if you can just use. If you don't have this support, if you're using this as support, guarantee you'll bounce back. If the persons can do it already, then partners push into it a little bit. Use your center to push in, to test it, to see if it bounces back. Okay? Questions? There's a lot of pads if you want, if you don't want to take, because it doesn't hurt if the person can do it, so you can pad up if you want. Okay, have a play. 5 minutes on this. So how would you guys wrap up today, what you worked on today? I mean, a lot of stuff is just, especially for the students here, it's repetitious stuff of what we say, but what did you guys gain anything from that? What's the biggest thing that you got out of it?
Straight line, short distance, 2 points.
Straight line?
Yeah.
So focusing your mass.
Forward, yeah.
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah. That was a very big thing for me as well, because I would always relax. I would relax the other way, relax like this. And then from there, just throw it forward like that. My way of Wing Chun, back, even when I was bouncing back in Australia, it was still effective because I'm using the right mechanics, straight lines. I mean, shortest straight lines meaning here rather than there. I wasn't really doing this, but it would still work. But yeah, that was when I figured out that you can really focus a straight line, and then it's a lifetime's work to make that line thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. The axis that we did just now, where the person can't push you back, maybe the axis is this thick, right? Then it's lifetime's work to make that thinner, 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 thinner. There's no end to the depth of to this kind of the fighting art of Wing Chun. Yeah. But more importantly is the state behind it. That's the most important thing. That what I tried to sort of pass on here today is that with that state we can get all of that. I mean, I put it as a self-defense thing, but actually you can do it in anything. If you can tap into that state, you can use it in your daily life. That's the most important thing. So the reason why I did this today is to highlight some stuff so when you guys are practicing your techniques, when you're doing the form, you've got to ask yourself, what am I actually doing here? You're trying to come out, you're trying to develop a state, right? How do you develop that state? Okay, so we talked about a state today. What's the best way to develop a state?
Training.
Training. Very good answer. I like that answer. Training on what? And what should you focus on in training? I mean, what's...
Feeling own body, maybe weight.
Good. Yeah, feeling the body, feeling the mass of it. So mindfulness, being here, right? Being here. So again, going into if you had a stressful day and you just some days you just want to hit something. If you do have a stressful day, just want to lay into something. And some people do come in and say, I just want to hit something. Like that. That's you might be able to release some stuff. Or if you go for a run, it's still great. Again, exercise is the best thing, and do it as much. It's good for your body, good for your heart. Go for a run, the body, the chemicals get released, endorphins and all that kind of stuff. But then you go back to work, or whatever's making you stress, that's still there. So in my opinion, doing stuff like it's great, exercise is great, all that stuff is great, but it's just a band-aid fix or hitting something mindlessly. It's just a band-aid fix. And what you've got to do is to get rid of the stress, to get rid of the pain, to become a better fighter. Whatever it is you want out of Wing Chun, because it can be used for anything. It's all about finding that state. It's all about first becoming present, becoming mindful, and then from there you can do whatever, you can use it for whatever you want. Yeah. Any questions with anything we did? No?
I was just going to say that the challenge is to keep that when you're doing Shisa sparring. So even after getting hit, without having to resort to something else to try and prevent getting hit or to try to affect your opponent, keep that the whole time.
Yes.
It's really hard.
Yeah. It's very difficult, and that's why the Wing Chun system is quite quite brilliant because you're starting off developing this state in a nice, quiet, whatever, in good atmosphere, and you're just doing it for no force, no one pushing you, nothing, right? You're just developing it. You're just cultivating mindfulness and all these lines. Then you start moving that. Then you start chi sao. Someone starts to push you on. It's like if you go to a top of the mountain or you go to a nice retreat and you meditate, you're like, oh wow, I felt my soul. And then someone comes in and slaps you in the face, or someone goes like that in the MTA. You're like, what the f? Oh no, the soul. You know, so that stuff doesn't work unless you're going to put it into practice. This is my thing. So Silum Tao is very good. You stand, you feel all that, but you got to put it into practice. You got to think. As I'm in that Silum Tao, I feel very relaxed, feel my mouth, then how do I, when I'm hitting something, how does that change? So, okay, I'm in that state, I'm like, oh, everything came off. Okay, how do I maintain it? It's not about how hard can I hit, or the dummy is a perfect example. You know, people, we were talking about this the other day, with Chris as well, people just think about how much sound they can get out of the dummy, or how hard they can hit it, you know, so, it looks very good, you video it and it looks very good, you feel cool, yeah, I'm doing Kung Fu. Dummy's not about that. Dummy's about, okay, this Silum Tao state, you get like, today we did this thing where you were walking and I pretended to push on you, and we saw everyone does this, right? Or you hit a target and it's, the person pretends to push into you, we chase the target. That's what the dummy's for. The dummy's like, it's there, and as you're doing the bolster, as you're touching the inanimate object, as you're doing that, how does that shape my state inside? How can I navigate around it? How can I find my fulcrum point? So actually the dummy is just a tool, you can do it very lightly, but people see it as like that. They see martial arts as that. That's why this, as a martial art, it's brilliant. It's so much more than a martial art. It's just basically finding out where your body is, how you can use it, calming your mind and tapping into the body, and then using the body in the most efficient way in anything you do. In anything you do. And you need your body for everything, even sleeping. You can sleep better. Last night my neck was hurting, you know, my neck was in a mess. So as I was sleeping, I was just there, basically doing Silum Tao, lying down and just trying to relax that area. And we got a tool, you know, so, because I was telling these guys, I slept and my neck was stuck. Actually now it feels much better after moving around. But I was like, oh, I'm doing a seminar, what if I can't? I couldn't look, I'm turning around like this, right? So, but I had a tool. Rather than going and getting someone, putting my trust into someone else to massage or crack my neck, I had a tool to try to, mindfulness, to try to actually release it, like what we said with the bicep. Yeah? So actually Wing Chun is about that. This kind of Wing Chun, English Wing Chun is about that. It's about mindfulness. It's about tapping into that, and then you can use your body however you want for whatever reason in the most efficient way. Yeah. Good. Cool. Thanks guys.